Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. This is hands down the coolest episode we've ever done. All right, you probably noticed I'm in a totally different space, no green screen, no background, and a Switch. There's about to be 2 Switches, all right? Boom. Boom. Nintendo Switch OLED is here and we are gonna unbox it together, all right? I feel like a kid in the candy store and I don't even eat candy. I'm probably gonna get cavities just from opening this up, but we gotta do it. And I brought the Switch for comparison, I brought the dock for comparison, and we got the Queen Pristine all white Nintendo Switch with the white dock and that OLED screen. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I don't think my day could get any better, and I'm so glad we get to share this moment together. Only happens once every couple years that you get brand new Nintendo hardware, so I am so excited. Hit that like button if you're ready to see the OLED, and let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. You've probably seen that there's some Switch OLEDs out there. I was lucky enough to get my hands on one, and now we get to take a peek. I think the box is really neat. You know, the aesthetics of the cardboard don't matter all that much, but I really like this vertical look. I think it really does the Switch well and helps enhance and play up the portable nature of this dude, all right? Boom, there it is, the magic. I don't even know if I can handle that screen size. It's gonna put you out of business, ye old Switch. How are you gonna? Well, I mean, it's good for nostalgic value. It served me well for 5 years. This is my original one. There's even like, it's pulling apart, it's breaking. The fan is like busted off. I got a dead pixel and this dock is still pretty sexy. But anyhow, white Joy-Con, all right? These are the first official all-white Joy-Con that we have seen from Nintendo. Some people have customized them or, you know, thrown them in colorware, D-brand, stuff like that, but these are official Nintendo bright white Joy-Con, throwback to the Arctic Game Boy Advance colorway that my brother picked up on launch day. I was an indigo guy, but I don't blame him. The all-white was pretty sick and pretty chilly. This right here is that screen. Okay, the kickstand, the screen. Are you ready to live the no bezel life with me? I am so pumped. This is going to hopefully, oh my golly. There's no bezel. There's no freaking bezel. It's smaller than it seems in the shots. Oh my gosh, this screen is gonna be hot. Oh baby, Mario Party Superstars, Metroid Dread. It feels good, and the kickstand feels different. Oh, it's cold. There's like a metallic, is that metal on the kickstand or is it just cold? I don't know. It's like a thicker kickstand, so it feels a bit different on your hands, but this is the future of Switch. Yeah, it doesn't have different innards, but I'm telling you, this is going to make every session just a little better. And when you play the Switch as much as I do, and maybe as much as you do, that might be enough. This is how it always should have been. You guys remember the DS and the clamshell gray model that felt like it just like fell off the factory pipeline a little bit early, and then they cleaned it all up and delivered DS Lite, DSi, and those were just swanky, ergonomic, and awesome? I feel like it's not as drastic, but to me, this is definitely what it always should have been. And it does feel a little heavier. Am I crazy? I feel like it's a bit heavier, just slightly. If we take a peek at these guys here, you know, form factor wise, they're effectively the same. And when the screen's off, you can't really tell a difference. I mean, they got different colored Joy-Con, and maybe you can notice that the bezel is a bit reduced. In fact, it's significantly reduced. I'll also let you know that the screen has a more shine to it. It's more reflective, whereas this screen is definitely more matte. All right, let's take a peek at the screen up close. All right, we're doing the initial setup and we ready to rock and roll. I accept, dude, I accept this with all my heart. I'm so ready for this OLED future. Don't look at my Wi-Fi. Time zone, I mean, I'm gonna be moving, so let's just get it set. Who needs a TV when you got a screen like this? Can you see how it is? Can you see how it looks? Can you see the bezel-free life? Up top, we're looking a little similar. We got the game card slot, we got the volume buttons, we got the power button. This is where it feels a bit different, right? You got this back kickstand that's just a whole thick flap, and please ignore my excited marks. I'm just really pumped for this. Look at that. You could maybe store something in there. Secret stash. Oh, the memory card slot, it's down right there. Previously, it was a little bit different placement. Now it's here. That feels like a really nice spot. And this thing is solid. This is a really nice kickstand. We'll have to stand it up in a second. Just about ready to go here. We'll import everything all later. That'll be fine and fun. Parents. I love parents. And voila, we here. No games, but the screen, look at it stretch. You guys wanna play something? You guys like the white Joy-Con? What do you think? Looking pretty fresh, baby. That is some vibrant action right there. I don't know if you can tell through the YouTubes, but the colors are popping. They're just blaring in a good way though, like in the best way possible. And seeing the screen with so little bezel, it's actually amazing. It's really actually pretty freaking cool. Okay, so Switch OLED screen impresses right off the bat. The colors pop, and that less bezel, I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna go back to this. If I turn this on right here, like how will I? Okay, let's look at the screens a little bit here. I'll just go back to the home menu. It's like, I don't know if it's night and day, but it's definitely like upgrade and like stuck in the past a little. Now, I don't wanna make anyone feel sad or bad about your Switch, but I can tell even on the home screen, dude, I didn't know I was missing out on this much of the juicy rainbow. It feels like someone put a Skittle in my pocket and I didn't even know it, because this one, the colors just, they got oomph. But the box ain't done yet. There's still more in store. After we shift out shelf number 1, we have a fancy HDMI cable, no one cares. We have a lovely AC adapter, smells like factory. All right, we got a nice grip, which is going to be the original color. It's not like it's any special color for the OLED, but the dock is going to be definitely different. And we'll take a peek right now at this bad boy, which is the other significant change that the Switch OLED provides. It is a upgraded dock, or at least that's how Nintendo touts it, and it's right here. It's all white and it has a very fancy design. And I'll say right off the box, it looks like a higher end product. My favorite part is this cutout piece of plastic. I mean, the OG dock has a little cutout, but that little cutout is just so weird and awkward. This one feels like it was designed by a scientist, all right? And this, okay, well, that still pops. I was gonna say, maybe it's sturdier, but it's not. It still pops. And you can see there's a Lan Port down in there. We got a nice little like cross pattern on both this piece of plastic and on the internals here. It still is, you know, very easy to pop off, which I guess is a good thing for when you try to slide the cords through. The dock itself, like the receiving bay for the Switch, seems a bit more rounded. The form factor has changed ever so slightly, I think to reduce screen scratching. That was an issue for some people, and it would be a crime if your OLED got scratched. I mean, the whole reason you bought this thing is for that screen, and then if they were gonna cleaver it or scyther it or skyzer it, that would be quite sad. You got the Switch logo on the center, which this is, you know, a Smash Bros dock, but you can still see big Switch logo on the center, here tiny. Also, this one is just kind of printed on. This one is embossed. So we're living that embossed life, which is, I guess, a little bit higher class or something like that. I think this is a really nice setup, and I think it just looks really good together. I think, you know, if we're gonna get this in here and set those next to each other, I mean, they're similar indeed, and it's not like, oh, this is a make or break it. But you know, if you could look, this one just, it seems to be a little bit more, like a little upgraded. Like they found a way to make things a bit more premium. They rounded the edges, which is always a nice touch. And yeah, the compartment for the actual Switch looks like, one, it's a different finish. It's much shinier, I guess, to match the shiny OLED. But it feels like it is going to support it a little bit better and not scratch it up. Now onto the kickstand, this guy that I'm actually pretty excited for. He pops out nicely, and let's see, we should be able to stand down right here, and looks pretty good, right? Enter our game, start the software, and yeah, that looks pretty good. It's got support. I can knock it a bit. I'm not gonna, you know, go all out on my new Switch, but it's still staying pretty good, whereas in comparison to this dock, which is, you know, Mr. Flimsy One Leg. I mean, good on him for trying to support us for the last 4.5 years, but yeah, he's like, you know, you move this thing around and it feels like it's going to break or topple. Whereas this guy, I can give him some knocks and he's got some balance. He's got balance, baby. He's been working on this, perfecting this pose for a long time. You can adjust the angle quite a bit. You can go all the way up, which is like, I don't know, this is like if you're laying on the ceiling, and you can go pretty darn vertical, which is like, oh, if you're trying to do some tabletop multiplayer. But I really appreciate that, there's a lot of glare. We're gonna have to test this thing outside. I do super appreciate though that they improved the kickstand, and they repositioned the Switch logo. As you can see, it's a bit different, bigger in the center, smaller and in the lower middle. Again, the memory card slot previously was beneath the kickstand, still beneath the kickstand, but just a bit different positioning since this kickstand is so much larger, and it has a different feel. Like Like, this is a really nice piece of material. I think the actual back of the Switch, it's got a different, slightly different finish. I would say that actually the back of the OLED, despite the shiny screen, is more of a matte finish, which gives the plastic a higher quality feel, whereas the OG Switch has a bit of a smoother, more, I mean, it's not glossy, but a smoother flat finish. So here's this guy up close and personal. The Switch OLED dock. You can see it's shinier in there, right? Oh yeah, you can see that. A little bit of a different bay to receive the Switch. You got your USB ports, and here's that fancy piece of plastic that I was talking about, this nice hole for your cords to pass through. This thing's still like, I still don't like how this goes. It's just so, it doesn't fold off very nicely, but you got the cross pattern AC adapter, HDMI out, and then that Lan Port is gonna be right there at the bottom. We'll have to see if that improves any of the download times. So the future of Nintendo Switch is here. It's right here, and I really, thus far, think it's a pretty nifty upgrade. I'm gonna put this thing through the paces and come back with a full review and determine for you if it's worth you picking up. Luckily, we'll be able to give you that insight before the thing even comes out, before you have to decide if you're gonna grab it. But so far, so good. The brighter colors, the bigger screen, and the slight improvements and enhancements they made to the dock and the kickstand feel like a nice refresh. It's hard to say like this is a whole new world. I love Aladdin, but I'm not gonna sing you that full song. It's not that type of an upgrade, but it's one that does, I think, if you are primarily a portable player. Actually, it only matters if you're a portable player. It's going to make a difference. Like, these colors are popping right off the bat, and I'm sure when we get to Dread and Mario Party Superstars and eventually BOT Dub 2, this might be the way you wanna play. The no bezel, high color OLED lifestyle is one I'm really excited to be a part of, and I'm gonna go play a bunch of games and figure out all the nuances, all the little extra details, and give you guys the goods so you know what exactly is going on. But I'm so excited that we got to unbox it, that it's here, and that we got to share this moment together. Thank you for being a part of it. And this is Good Morning Mario, so we still got to do our poll, but let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. Does it look like something you want? Are you impressed seeing one in real life? Or are you still not sold on the fact that Nintendo is charging $50 for like an inch of extra screen and some more vibrant colors? Please let me know. But right now, I'm smitten like a kitten. So for today's poll, I asked you guys how many times you've moved in your life. Since I'm prepping for a move and I'm currently trying to just wing this, it was very weird timing that I was able to get an OLED right when I'm about to drive, but hey, I'm grateful. And I asked you guys how many times you've made the Herculean task of moving, and I gave you a lot of options. The big winner was 3 to 5 times. 29% of you. That's still a substantial amount of moves. That's like moving, I don't know, once a decade if you're about 30, and if it's 5 times in 20 years, it's like once every 4 years, which is quite often. Next was 26% said 1 to 2 times, which, okay, I understand that. I was surprised to see 21% of you said 5 to 10 times, and then 15% of you said I've never moved, which, like, there's some good and bad, right? Like, you get to love your hometown and know everything and everyone and feel very comfortable and situated. But sometimes I like the fact that I've explored all over, and I fall into the 11%, 11 plus times. I think this is my 18th or 19th move. I'd have to really calculate it all out, but yeah, shout out to all y'all that are moving all over the place. I know it can be stressful, but good job. You're still here, you're still alive, you're still powering through, and you made it to some extra fun Nintendo stuff this holiday season. Keep checking the community tab for new polls every freaking weeknight. I got you guys covered, and it's a fun way to interact and see what's going on. Hopefully I can bring you guys along with this move with me. We'll set up a new space, we'll play a bunch of new games, and we'll keep Good Morning Mario coming, because one thing is for certain: peace and love and positivity can power us through anything. So thanks so much for joining me on this journey. I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad that we got an OLED to go play with. I'm gonna go put it through some more paces. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button on your way out the door. And until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. I love you so much. SwitchForce out.